Hello, and welcome to a very cool Lividian press unboxing, or enveloping. This, my friends, is What's in a Name by Bev Vincent. So just this past week, I received the most recent guest chapbook from Lividian Publications, which was lost. Oh my god, it does have the cards as well. That is so cool. Which had Lost or Found in Translation by Bev Vincent. It is a nonfiction chapbook detailing and talking about the various alternative titles, like the various translated titles of Stephen King books. And I talked about in there how this is actually the second Bev Vincent chapbook that Lividian has done. The first being called What's in a Name. And I had heard about it, but I had joined his Patreon too late to actually receive it. I imagine it was Brian James Freeman, must have seen that video and said, hey, I have an extra copy lying around, and holy crap, he sent me one. This is amazing. So I had talked about it in the last video, and now I get to showcase it. This, my friends, is What's in a Name, the stories behind some of Stephen King's original titles by Bev Vincent, art by Francois, Vaillancourt. So just like Lost or Found in Translation, it came with, well, we're going to find out for ourselves, these postcards. I don't know if there were actually postcards in this first one. We're going to find out, though. Or if they were just little art prints, as I struggle with the simple plastic band that is holding them together. Oh my god, they are postcards. Ta-da, postcards. So before we dive into the chapbook, let's look at some of the covers that Francois Vaillancourt painted for these. These are, as I mentioned, the original titles for Stephen King novels or short stories or collections. I don't know, it might go any which way. Maybe might be some of his novellas in here. Who knows? Getting It On is this Rage. I'm thinking Rage based on the desk and the gun. We have Second Coming. I don't know. Like Second Coming, like a vampire. Salem's Lot. The Shine, an obvious one. The Shining, of course. We have Roland Draws Three, which is the drawing of the three. Not too much of a difference there. Night Moves was a Skeleton Crew, or was this Night Shift? What was the raft in? The raft was a Night Shift, right? So, never mind, Night Shift. The napkins, I have no idea. There's a castle in there, which makes me think it's Eye of the Dragon. I haven't read Eye of the Dragon in many years, so it could be. I don't recall. The Annie Wilkes edition, that's Misery, that's easy enough. We have Gypsy Pie, simple enough, being thinner. Obviously Richard Bachman being on there as well. In the Path of the Eclipse is Dolores Claiborne, I imagine. What Tricks Your Eye? It's got to be The Green Mile based on the image. I wouldn't have guessed it based on the title. We have Unnatural Acts of Human Intercourse. What? I mean, the cover with a cat on it could be either If It Bleeds or Pet Cemetery. I don't know where the human intercourse comes in. Cancer, that would be Dreamcatcher. The Crawling Shadow, Dark Tower 5. What is Dark Tower 5? Is that Wolf of the Kala? I hate to say this, I have not read the Dark Tower series. I really need to. And then finally, the Suicide Prince, which is End of Watch, and I only know that because it says the conclusion of Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers, the Hodges trilogy. That's fantastic. These are the types of projects I imagine that Francois Vaillancourt probably has a blast with. I mean, it's fun doing illustrations, I imagine. If I am not an artist myself, but I would imagine. Oh yeah, Getting It On. I said, oh yeah, I wonder. Let's say Stephen. Did I say Richard Bachman on it? Oh, it did say Richard Bachman on it. So yeah, that's Rage. Okay, I'm just now realizing I said Richard Bachman on the spine there. But yeah, I mean, this is What If. So I imagine this is gonna be a fun one for Francois Vaillancourt. So as I mentioned in the last video, this is one of the guest chapbooks. Oh, interesting enough, the copyright's 2018. I feel like there's got to be a story there. Like, did Bev Vincent write this, and it just took a while for it to come to fruition? Like, they didn't know how they were going to package this, and it took, a couple of years before Brian said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do some Lividian private press chapbooks for my Patreon, and that's where it came together. I don't know. I'm sure there's a story there. As I mentioned in the other one, these were not available to buy. This is exclusive to Brian James Freeman's Patreon. I believe this must have been at when the guest chapbook level had been introduced. Originally, it was just one chapbook level, and you would get the chapbook. So anyways, there's the second coming. That must be Salem's Lot then, just based on Jerusalem's Lot, just based on the fact that this is the second one in here. Yep, and there's Salem's Lot. The Shine being the Shine. Okay, so it looks like these are kind of in order of when, I was going to say when they were published, but maybe perhaps even more when they were written, because Rage definitely did not get published first. But Rage was one of his early written novels, so that would make sense that this came here. That's the first one. So this must be like the order they were written. The napkins. This is Eye of the Dragon. Okay. So yeah, this is a nonfiction chapbook, kind of detailing, giving little stories based on these different titles. What is this one? Just Past Sunset, 4 Past Midnight. Ah, okay. Just After Sunset. I wouldn't have gotten that. I don't believe I've read Just After Sunset. Is that the short story, one of his short story collections, or is that one of his novella collections? Because he's got both the short story and novella collections. I want to say that's probably the novella collection. I know, like 4 Past Midnight's novella collection. You got 4 different seasons. Different Seasons, which is one of my favorites, probably my favorite of all of Stephen King's works, just because you get The Body and Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption all in one, plus the app pupil, and then you have the breathing method, which is the redheaded stepchild of that collection, just because it hasn't been adapted into a film, unlike the other 3. The other 3 were adapted. The app pupil was all right, but The Body became Stand By Me. Rita Hayworth, The Shawshank Redemption became The Shawshank Redemption. 2 absolute masterpieces, 2 of the best adaptations Stephen King has ever received. But anyways, I am going way off course, way off the beaten path with this video now. So I don't know if there are any extra copies of this. This did come out 2 years ago. But if you are not a subscriber to Brian James Freeman's Patreon, you really should join it. I cannot say that enough. This is being uploaded on Friday. I don't know the date because dates are irrelevant. Friday the 20th. So if you are watching this the day it's uploaded, Friday the 20th, and you are not a member, let's just say if you are a fan of some authors and you wanted to get advance notice of a great book that is going to be open to everybody will get the chance to purchase this book. But if you want to get it at a pretty damn good discount, you should join Brian James Freeman's Patreon today and check out the posts today. Tomorrow is too late. Tomorrow you're going to be with everybody else, and you can buy it. It's going to be full price though. But let me tell you, you should join. You should join his Patreon to begin with, because you get incredible chapbooks such as these at least twice a year. I believe it's twice for the Brian James Freeman chapbooks, twice a year for the guest chapbooks. And that's just, so the very first level is just Brian James Freeman chapbooks. Next level up, which is like $10 a month, you get the 2 guest chapbooks as well, such as these. It's an incredible value. Plus, you get advance notice to books and sales, which are worth its weight in gold to begin with. Like I said, the money you would be saving on an upcoming title related to an author that many people like and love, the amount of money you'll be saving by joining his Patreon, it's exceptional. You should highly consider it. I don't want to give away too many details. I hope Brian, if he watches this, that doesn't say, Sean, damn you for giving away too many details. But then again, I'm uploading this literally the last day. So, I mean, it's, by the time many of you, if not 90% of anybody who's watching this is watching the video, that window is closed and you can be buying the book at full price. Let's just say that. But anyways, you can't say I didn't warn you. If you do want to just live vicariously through me, then please subscribe to the channel here. I have plenty of unboxing videos from Lividian, from Suntup, from Centipede, from all sorts of publishers, as well as weekly book reviews. Once I read these chapbooks, I will do chapbook reviews as well. Got plenty of chapbooks to be read, but I like to kind of mix it up, put chapbooks in every now and then between the bigger titles. And I did just finish a bigger title, 1,000-page book, which it took a couple weeks there. So, chapbook could have come in handy. Should have read one of those to mix it up. But you know what? I'm going to mix it up now. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Brian, for this incredible chapbook. Wow. Like I said, I had jumped on his Patreon too late to have gotten this chapbook originally. But he had an extra, and he sent me an extra, and that is, wow. It just goes to show he is one of the best people in the publishing world. His customer service is second to none. He goes above and beyond. He is there for his fans. He is there for his supporters. He is there for his people, and I appreciate it. The man is a legend. So seriously, check out Brian James Freeman's Patreon. Check out Lividian Publications, and we'll see you around next time.